I just want to say that Marina Mabrey is a bum, and I own her. She shoved me like that was going to change the score. Next time, try guarding me instead of throwing tantrums.
Marina Mabrey and Jacy Sheldon were suspended eventually. It was a rare act of accountability from the WNBA, but it came far too late. By then, the damage had already been done. Fans weren't just upset, they were disillusioned. And they were asking a painful question. Does the league care more about its image than its players? Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's undeniable superstar, the Golden Goose, was left completely vulnerable on the court. And if the league couldn't even protect her, what hope did other players have? This wasn't some isolated incident. It was a reckoning. A moment where the WNBA had to look in the mirror and ask, what kind of league are we? A league that values safety and integrity, or one that lets chaos rule just to keep things gritty? Millions of people who had never paid attention to the WNBA suddenly cared because of Caitlin Clark. She brought new eyes, sold-out crowds, and historic viewership, but the league seemed unprepared for the spotlight she brought with her. The delayed suspensions, the $400 fines, the inconsistent messaging. It wasn't just frustrating, it was a credibility crisis even. Caitlin Clark, who returned from a 2-week injury, couldn't cover the cracks forever. Her comeback drew 2.22 million viewers, the third highest viewership in WNBA history. Her presence alone is practically holding the league together. When she's on the floor, arenas are packed, merch is flying off shelves, the buzz is electric. But when she's out, the momentum slips. The problems surface. And that's the point. No league can survive off one player alone. The WNBA can't afford to drop the ball literally or figuratively. This June 18th debacle, it was a brutal wake-up call. Now the question is, what's next? Let's start with officiating. The league must get serious about enforcing rules. Jacy Sheldon's eye poke wasn't an accident. Marina Mabrey's body check wasn't a misunderstanding. These were blatant, aggressive acts, and they required immediate discipline. Instead, the league hesitated until social media forced its hand. That's not sustainable. That's not leadership. Stricter officiating isn't about making the game soft. It's about making it accountable. Players need to know where the line is and what happens if they cross it. And while Caitlin Clark continues to surpass expectations, drawing record-breaking crowds everywhere she goes, she can't do this alone. The WNBA can't afford to treat her like a one-woman show. Jordan had Pippen, Shaq had Kobe. The NBA built dynasties, not just icons. The WNBA has the talent, A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. The stars are already here. Now it's time to build around them. The league has to market them, protect them, and elevate them. This is bigger than one player. It's about legacy. And let's talk about Clark. She's not just a star, she's the star. And she's already showing Mamba-level resilience. This is her turning point, and maybe the league's too. Because protecting her isn't just about views or ticket sales. It's about proving the league values its players, every player. So, here we are. A crossroads. Will the WNBA evolve, rise to the challenge, and become the league it could be? Or will it let controversy and poor leadership overshadow the brilliance on the court? The choice is theirs. But the clock is ticking. Feel out of control. It felt dangerous. This wasn't basketball anymore. The crowd froze stunned into silence before erupting into a wave of gasps, boos, and sheer disbelief. It wasn't just shock. It was confusion, frustration, and outrage all colliding at once. As for Caitlin Clark, she didn't need to say much. In fact, she said very little after the game, just a few measured words, but her silence spoke volumes. You could see it in her eyes, hurt, fire, and focus. Commentators were at a loss, stumbling over words as they tried to process what had just unfolded. Meanwhile, the referees scrambled to regain control, handing out technical fouls like confetti, but it was too late. The energy had shifted, the tone was set, and whatever this game was supposed to beat wasn't that anymore. It had become a battleground, and at the very center of the storm stood Caitlin Clark, targeted, tested, and now elevated to something far greater than just athlete. June 18th, 2025, at night the WNBA would never forget. What began as a high-stakes clash between the Connecticut Sun and Indiana Fever quickly descended into chaos. The moment Jacy Sheldon poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, not a brush, but a brutal jab, the tone was set. Clark, never one to back down, shoved back immediately, and just like that, the floodgates opened. Enter Marina Mabrey. If Sheldon's poke lit the fire, Mabrey ignited the explosion. During a dead ball when cooler heads were supposed to prevail, she charged Clark and body-slammed her to the hardwood. Not a bump, not a bucked out, a full-force hit that had the arena gasping in disbelief. The crowd froze, then erupted. Clark said almost nothing after the game. Just a few cold, calculated words, but the message was clear. She'd been targeted and she knew it. Technical fouls rained like confetti, one for Clark, one for Mabrey, and somehow even one for Tina Charles, who was just caught in the crossfire. Sheldon got a flagrant one for the eye pokey bud. Despite the ferocity of her hit, she only got a technical. A decision so baffling it sparked outrage across the basketball world. Was the league watching the same game as everyone else? Then came the fallout, and the post-game firestorm was led by none other than Marina Mabrey herself. While most players might have laid low, Mabrey went live on Instagram with teammate Sonia Rivers, unleashing a verbal assault just as forceful as her in Game 1. Damned if I do, damned if I don't, she began, and it only got bolder from there. Mabrey lashed out at critics, calling them delusional, even suggesting some of them should check into a psychiatric ward. Harsh, absolutely. But Mabrey wasn't in the mood to play nice. She made it crystal clear. She was defending her teammate Jacy Sheldon, and she had no intention of apologizing for it. It was raw, it was real, and it split the fanbase wide open. Some praised her authenticity and loyalty. Others said she crossed the line, but no matter where you stood, one thing was undeniable. Marina Mabrey was not backing down. In contrast, Jacy Sheldon chose silence. No post, no comment, nothing. As the internet exploded with accusations of dirty play, Sheldon disappeared from the conversation entirely. Was it a calculated move, a sign of guilt, or just letting the storm pass? Her silence became its own statement, and fans were left guessing. Meanwhile, social media turned into a war zone. #ban Mabrey, ********, #justice for Clark, *******, #protect Caitlin, all trending within hours. The WNBA's No Space for Hate campaign suddenly felt like a cruel joke. Critics blasted the league for preaching respect while allowing violence to go virtually unchecked. At first, the league's response felt laughably inadequate. Mabrey was fined $400 and upgraded to a flagrant 2. Sheldon's flagrant remained unchanged. No suspensions, no accountability, business as usual. But the backlash only grew louder. Under mounting public pressure, the WNBA was forced to act. Reports confirmed that both Sheldon and Mabrey would face suspensions after all, a rare display of decisive action from a league often criticized for its inconsistency. But by then, the damage was done. This wasn't just about one game. It was about what it means to be a star in a league still struggling with how to protect its talent. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the face of women's basketball. She fills arenas, she breaks records, but for 2 weeks she was sidelined, nursing injuries while the league scrambled to clean up the mess. And in the middle of it all was Sophie Cunningham. While the headlines focused on Mabrey and Sheldon, Cunningham stepped up as Clarkson, her inner Draymond Green, making it clear she wasn't going to let her teammate take cheap shots without consequences. She played the role of protector, not with flash, but with fire. The WNBA, now under a microscope, faced serious questions. Were they protecting players or just their image? Was No Space for Hate just branding or a real standard? Fans weren't buying the spin. Media didn't let it go, and the hashtags kept trending. The league hoped the storm would pass, but make no mistake, this is far from over.